الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح للأمة وجاهد في الله حق الجهاد صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه ومن اقتفى آثارهم واستنى بسنتهم واهتدى بهديهم إلى يوم الدين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, so to start with, I want to be clear that our medium is English.
Now,
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir. You can promise at a point if you want.
okay, yeah. So we thank Allah the Almighty for this day, for counting us among those who devote their time to the deen of Allah, to learn more and to have the intention of applying whatever we learn to better the lot of the Ummah, to alleviate the suffering, especially the extreme poverty that the majority of the Muslims are suffering from. If we look at the what they call now SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, the first of it is poverty alleviation. So the time of MDGs too, Millennium Development Goal is to alleviate is number one. And among the country of the world that we have the extreme poor people, Nigeria is either number one or two in the world, where more than half of the population are living below $1 a day. And that we know a dollar now is like around 1,350 in Nigeria, which means they are unable to get, let's say, around 50,000 naira per month. And we know that that is a reality in Nigeria. So many school teachers, their salary is below 50,000. So a majority of these, more than half of Nigerians that are living below poverty level are Muslims, especially in the north, and as well in the southwest of Nigeria, whereby we have a majority of Muslims. And our religion is not religion of poverty. Unfortunately, some people, they have misconception that the poorer you are, the more beloved to Allah you are. No, Allah does not love the lazy and indigent people. Allah loves those who are, Nabi Sassan said, how good is a good money in the hand of a good person that will spend it in the cause of Allah. And when we check the Quran, I say, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana. And those who say, oh Allah, our Lord, give us the goodies of this world and that of the akhirah and save us from the hellfire. So our religion does not prevent us from earning money. And when we earn it, one of the belief of Islam is that that money is not ours, it's Allah's. That's why Allah say, وَأَنْفِقُوا مِمَّا جَعَلَكُمْ مُسْتَخْلَفِينَ, and spend from what we have made you custodian over. We are just manager, we are custodian. وَآتُوهُمْ مِنْ مَالِ اللَّهِ الَّذِي آتَاكُمْ, give to them from Allah's money, Allah's wealth that is under your care, that He has given to you. So that is our belief. And more importantly, we are not just giving for giving's sake, but the more we give, the more we have. And Nabi Sallallahu said, giving charity does not make your money or your wealth to vanish. Rather, it expands it, it grows it, it multiplies it. And the dua of the two angels, oh Allah, give to those who are spending more. And I could remember vividly, if I'm not mistaken, Baba Zakai is here. I think one of the slogan or the motto of Zakat and Sadaqah is Anfiq yabna Adam. Spend, O son of Adam, unfiq alik. I will spend on you. So tonight, we want to look at one of the Islamic instruments of poverty alleviation that is very unique and very special. unlike other means of poverty alleviation in Islam, like zakat, like sadaqah, you give it once and that is all. But this tonight's topic is very unique, and we are going to see that as we go into it. We start by Allah saying in the Quran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. Never will you attain the good reward until you spend in the way of Allah from that which you love. And whatever you spend, indeed, Allah is knowing of it. Our preamble is that today we are exploring a powerful Islamic financial tool that can transform society, and especially Nigeria, and alleviate the suffering of masses, and that is cash Waqf. This presentation is based on works of contemporary Islamic scholar, because cash Waqf, though, is one of the olden topics in Islamic fiqh, but today is being revitalized and modernized. Therefore, it's one of the topical issues in Islamic finance in current times. Some scholars, they have written on it, and they continue to do that. One of my reference in today's presentation is Dr. Majida Ismail Abdul Mohsen, who wrote an article on this.
Okay, ma. Ṣé ń gbé wá fún yín? Mo ní màá gbà.
Maybe
Okay.
the moderator should mute. Okay. So the title of presentation is article is Financing Through Waqf, a revitalization to finance different needs. Our goal in today's lecture is to understand how cash Waqf can help us to fund various needs in our community and to develop a sustainable Sharia compliant tool. Going through that, we look at the introduction, the historical background, and all that. Those are I think this slide may be shared later. So those are the outline and the objectives of this lecture. Waqf has historically played a significant role in shaping socioeconomic development with Islamic civilization. It's one of the Islamic tools in the past, from the time of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, as we are going to see in some seerah and instances of the Sahaba, that as early as the time of Prophet, they have started to practice Waqf. It's a unique philanthropic instrument rooted in Islamic teaching. It has provided essential services to communities for centuries, funded universities, the earlier university in Islam, like Quran University in Morocco, like Azhar University in Egypt, were product of Waqf. From the early days of Islam, Waqf institutions supported critical sector such as education, healthcare, and public infrastructure. The example, like we have said, mosques, hospitals, schools, libraries, and etc. So not only alleviated poverty, but also fostered sustainable economic development in the Muslim society. Okay. Yeah. What is the objective of Waqf, and what is the nature of this financial tool? It is a prominent feature of Islamic society, as it is crucial source of economic and social development, managing the developing and the interest of the Waqf is an ongoing religious obligation. So Waqf possesses distinctive characteristics that set it apart from other forms of charity. So that is one of its nature. It's different from all other. It stands out for its sustainable contribution through the continuous allocation of funds. You know, like Zakat and Sadaqah, every year they distributed, if I'm not mistaken, something close to 500 million naira. So given to people. So they give it and that is all. So that 500 million has gone and never coming back. But in the case of Waqf, now that the ZNS has a Waqf foundation, they may invest, they will put issue a Waqf bond, for example, have a target that want to build an industry or a tower, a hostel that will be bringing money. And for this hostel, we need 100 million. And we target return on this investment 10% every year. It means when we invest this 100 million on this hostel, for example, every year we'll be having 10 million to be spending on charity, on poverty alleviation, on welfare, on socioeconomic development, the startups and the small and medium scale enterprise. So, but the 100 million capital is still there. Every year is like planting a tree that every season we have the fruit. Zakah is like buying fruit from the market. Now I go to the market, go and buy fruit, like in Ramadan, and give it to people. That is Sadaqah or Zakah. But Waqfu is that I planted 10, 50, 100 tree in my farm. Every season, I harvest this tree and give it in charity. I can return to the tree anytime and still. So that is the difference between Zakat, Sadaqah, and Waqf. It's only sustainable, flowing charity. This necessitates special attention in terms of care, preservation, and growth. The underlying purpose is to ensure the benefits of the Waqf are maximized and perpetuated. So we want, and it's a kind of an instrument, a financial instrument, a welfare instrument that is being forgotten, not being practiced properly, especially because we limit it to the traditional understanding of Waqf. That is, it's landed and immovable property. Before you can do Waqf, you need like 50 million, you need like 100 million. You have to be like Dangote that will not feel it when you give that large chunk out. But with this modern understanding of Waqf, that 50 million, 100 million may be done by someone that has the ability, may be done by 10, may be done by 100, maybe even you may have as little as 10,000, a share, a unit of share in that endowment, and you still be part of the owner, and you perpetuate, you have your Sadaqah Jariyah even after you are gone, that charity will still be living after you. So that is the concept that you want to create awareness around. Today's lecture is like creating awareness, making people know that there is another way of doing Waqf. Okay? Its objective is not for profit, but to support the general good. And so we may do business through Waqf. We may invest cash Waqf money, but our aim is not the profit that we want to gain, but that profit is to support the general good and welfare of the community. So we look to what Waqf is. Like we have said, it is one of the oldest Islamic social welfare system, like Zakat, like Sadaqah, like Infaqul Afu, and lots more. So it is classical Islamic endowment, which means to donate assets. That asset becomes a perpetual charity. That is, whatever is coming in, it may be a what we call manfa, usufruct. It may not be like something tangible. Like this mosque, for example, people are praying there. Like a well water, people are getting water. Like a tree, they're getting the fruit or sitting under the shade. Okay, like building an orphanage home where people are going and living there and being cared for. So building house for the destitute and the less privileged, all these are usufruct. But at times, it may come, these are when it is asset-based. It may come in terms of cash work like we are introducing now, and which money may be either given out as a revolving loan for the startup, you know, Al Baraka, that now in the Muslim majority country like Malaysia, like Indonesia, huh, like Saudi Arabia, they are, they are a microfinance bank that are attached to Waqf. Like you have Bank of Industry, like you have the Bank of Agric. There are Waqf-based bank that will manage the Waqf fund to help the SMEs with revolving loan. You know, this money, cash Waqf that we mobilize, and it's 1 billion naira or $1 billion, for example, we may either give it as revolving loan, which means that base, that capital base, will be perpetuated, will be with us forever. We are not giving it out like Sadaqah, Zakat, and Sadaqah. No, we give it as Qardu Hasan. Okay, they use it for 6 months, they use it for 1 year. Every 1 month they pay 10% back until the capital is back. And we will have been able to help them to stand on their own. Okay, the money, the capital has come back. That is workful, but they have benefited from it. That is one way. Another way is to invest this 1 billion now. We call it either venture capital, either mutual capital, and look at some investment that are less risky, whereby some return will come and we spend this return to benefit the populace. So that's another way of doing it. Okay. So it is the backbone in many Muslim communities, it's the backbone of social development. Nigeria as well can benefit from reviving this tradition. We have not done much, as far as I know, especially in this part of the country, in the southwest. We have not done much regarding this Waqf. Our brothers in the north, mashallah, so they have gone far. During the course of my research, I've seen what they have done with it in Kano, what they have done with it in Borno State, Maiduguri, to help alleviate the suffering of the people. However, while traditional work will largely focus on the movable asset, like we said, land and building, its role in contemporary society requires a more dynamic and innovative approach to address modern socioeconomic challenges. What we need today is not only building, it's not only mosque, it's not only school. We need business enterprise, we need empowerment. So we need to focus on evolving Muslim professionals, research institutes, specialist hospitals that will alleviate the suffering of our people. So what are the Sharia justification of this concept? Waqf. It is the idea of Waqf is to believe what Allah has given to you, you want to give back to the society. And that is encouraged in Islam. For example, Allah the Almighty says, وَآتُوهُمْ مِمَّا لِلَّهِ الَّذِي آتَاكُمْ, and give to them from Allah's money that He has given you. Okay? And again, in Surah Al-Hashr, 59 verse 7, Allah says, it is a way of redistributing wealth among the society. It is what the Western society today are doing through their social welfare packages. Some of them, they have ministry. Like Nigeria was trying to have it, but because of corruption, so we have not succeeded. Ministry of Humanitarian and Welfare Affairs. They have it in many countries, like here in Australia. So they spend billions of dollars every year to help the less privileged, the people living with disability, the extremely poor. Every month. They have money from the government. They have subsidy on their housing. They have subsidy even when they go shopping. They have subsidy. So through this kind of fund, Allah the Almighty says, believe in Allah and His Messenger and spend out of that in which He has made you successors, custodian, managers. For those who have believed among you and spend there will be a great reward. There's a verse in Surah Ali Imran where Allah the Almighty says, "Lan tanalul birra hatta tunfiqu mimma tuhibbun." You cannot attain goodness, achieve your desires until you spend from what you have. When this verse was revealed, Abu Dharr went to the Prophet ﷺ and said to him, "O Prophet, I have two gardens. This one is the most beloved to me, and I want to give it as sadaqah. I want to give it as sadaqah, fi sabilillah. So that whatever people, the harvest of this garden will be spent for the benefit of the Muslim." Nabi Sallallahu approved of that yes, you can do. Umar ibn al-Khattab anhu also was reported that he said, "Asabtu ardan bi Khaybar." I got a land in Khaybar. I've never gotten anything more beloved and more important to me as an asset than this land. And I want to give it as sadaqah. Nabi Sallallahu approved of that you can do. Uthman ibn Affan anhu, we learn about Biru Ma'una, a well in Medina that belongs to a Jew. And people were suffering from water, drought. He has to buy this well and give it as waqf, that people should be fetching water for free without paying him anything. All these are the manifestation of this waqf in the Islamic history. In the Islamic fiqh, it is called al-habsu wal-man'u. That is, habsul asli, haslun tabqa, wa naf'un tunfaq. That is, the source will remain perpetually, and the fruit, either of the tree or profit from an investment, is what will be spent to benefit the people. So the fuqaha, they have various interpretations, but that is not what we are looking at today. But all of them, they approve waqf in Islam. And this waqf, it has 4 pillars. 4 pillars. The first one is al-waqifu, the person giving waqf. This person giving waqf, what the condition is that must be a matured person, and must be a person that is not suffering from insanity, is sane, like mentally balanced. Okay, not what you call safi, somebody that has been placed under whose asset has been frozen because it's not there. So it has to be somebody that has ability to go into contract. Number 2 is asiga, that is the intent and the statement that we mention waqf, because giving is not enough. You may give, it may be sadaqah. You may give, it may be zakat. You may give, it may be waqf. But in your statement or document that will be signed, like Z&S Waqf Foundation now, they will have forms that whoever want to subscribe, or what we call Waqf certificate, that will be signed. Then they have form for sadaqah, they have for zakat. Then yours will be waqf. If you want to do waqf, must be stated, must be mentioned. That's the second condition. The third condition is al-mawquf. What you want to give as waqf, the asset, it must be halal. Like you cannot do waqf with a brewery. That this brewery where they are producing alcohol, whatever is coming out, be soda coffee, Allah will not accept that kind of. So you can't give a pig, but that has to be something halal. Okay, you can't do waqf with bank, that is an interest-based bank, must be halal. Number 4 is al-mawqufu alayh, the manager, those who will be in charge of the Waqf fund. They must be people that have ability to do it, not underage, not somebody who is insane, and they must enjoy good character, especially trustworthiness and probity. There must be accountability. There must be people with high integrity, because it involves its amana. So these are the conditions. Now that we have talked about Waqf generally, which is giving a property, an asset, especially in the traditional way, immovable asset, landed property, garden, farmland, house, towers, hostel, mosque, as Waqf for people to benefit. But today, our focus is a modern, an innovative way of doing it, which is cash Waqf. Cash Waqf refers to a donated money invested in Sharia compliant ventures, or like I said, given as revolving loan, Qardu Hasan, which means we are not going to give it like Zakat and Sadaqah. We give you, benefit from it, use it for a period of time and pay it back so that another person can use it and can continually be used like that. Where the capital is preserved and returns are used for public benefit. It is supported by classical Islam, just like we have said. So that's the concept of cash waqf. Money is donated and mobilized into a pool and invested, and only profits are used for community benefits. Capital remains, and the profit continually, this capital will continually generate. So the difference now and the uniqueness of this modern tool is it like and it encourages inclusivity. Before, if you don't have like 10 million, 15 million, you may not be thinking of doing Waqf because it's landed property. You want to buy land in anywhere in Koyi or Aja, you know how much it costs. Not to talk of building something on it and say this is Waqf. But now, even with 1,000, even with 5,000, with 10,000, with 100,000, so there will be Waqf certificate, unit of it that the Zakat and Waqf Foundation will issue that, okay, our target is 1 billion for this particular asset, for this particular project, and we want to sell 1 million share, each of them costing maybe 1,000 naira. So 1,000 times 1 million, that will be 1 billion. So if you like, you can buy 10 share, you can buy 100, you can buy 1,000, you can buy 1 million share. So that will be your portion of this. It means this Waqf ownership of this asset, that we want to give as endowment now can be co-owned by individual groups or corporate organization, not only one person now. So that is the benefit of cash workflow. And not only that, like now, if we build a house or we build a mosque as workflow, or a particular uh, landed property, and somebody wants to do business, has a business idea, doesn't have money. The time of Eid is coming now. We want to sell a ram or cow, and he has an idea. He needs like 50 million. So we can sell that house and give him money. But if we have cash workful, we can give him this 50 million to go and use for his business. And when he comes back, we get the 50 million back and he benefit the profit. That is one way. Another way is Mudoraba. We can do Mudoraba with him. Okay, we have workful asset here. We give it to you on 50-50 basis. You go and use 50 million, you gain 20%, which is another 10 million. You take 5 million, we take 5 million. We will have solved a problem. You know, if we want to give zakat, we may not be able to give 5 million zakat to one person because a lot of people may. But this brother has a business idea. So as much enterprising you are, the more enterprising, the more benefit you can gain from a workful fund. So that is the concept. This diagram explains it. Are we seeing my screen? Are we all seeing it?
Yes, sir, we can. We can, sir.
Okay, thank you.
We are seeing it.
This, the left side, if you look at this left side, you see the contributors, which means cash workful is not one person. It may be 5, it may be 10, it may be 1,000, it may be 1 million people. They contribute to this religious organization, NGO, you know, like ZNS Waqf Foundation is an NGO. It's known for non-governmental and non-for-profit. Or trustee. This ZNS Waqf Foundation, they will have trustee. In Fiki, they call Mutawali, who is in charge, the fund manager. So we contribute money coming here. Individuals or corporation, everybody pay. So when we pay now, okay, this trustee, we issue cash workful certificate for the equivalent of the share we bought. They give us workful certificate. You buy 100 units of share. You buy 1,000 units of share. You have 1% ownership of this asset. You have 10% ownership of this asset. You have 0.01, 0.00001 ownership of, at least you have ownership of the asset that will live after you, that you are gone. So this model now avail us the opportunity of even being poor and being able to do workful, to participate in workful. You may not even be able to pay zakat, but you may be able to co-own a workful asset. That is what. Now this money now is pooled here and will now be invested. Investment of workful funds, okay, on enterprising and less risky business, or be given, like I said, as a revolving loan. It may be given as loan that they pay back without interest, may be used as Modoraba fund. We have money, use it, give part of your profit, and take part of the profit. We may use it for sukuk, you know, when we have big money here. As work, because workful is not only poor people. Dangote, we can approach Dangote. We can approach Abdulwasi, this guy with the petroleum station downstream. So those Muslims that have liquid fund, we can approach them. That want we now the design bigger projects that will be workful, and we let them know the benefit. That is even better than zakat. Zakat is 1 year and your reward for that year. But Waqf is not even year, maybe every month. Whatever the proceed, people will benefit from it. So now this money that is here now invested, profit will go to beneficiary. It may be for school, for hospital, for training center, research institute, mosque, anything. So that is the concept. Like we said, it's supported by Quran, Sunnah, and the ijma, consensus opinion of the scholar. Like this of Nabi Sallallahu Sadaqatun Jariyah. Some scholars look at it as a flowing charity that will continue even after you are gone. And the uniqueness is that it's perpetual, that is forever. Okay? We should not, this workful asset is not to be given away, not like zakat. That is why even if it is cash, that cash will not be given as sadaqah, can only be given as qardu hasan or can be invested. Otherwise, the purpose will be defeated. That is why some scholars, they don't believe in cash waqfu because they thought the money will go and never come back. But the other scholar said, even the money goes, as called to Hassan, not your 1,000 naira note with the same bank number, that this is the number of the money. No, no, no. If another 1,000 naira come, it's the same value. So we still retain the original asset. So perpetuation is important. And preservation, this is the management. The management must be so versatile that they will ensure that this money, amana, is protected. It's not stolen, it's not lost, and there's no corruption. That's very important. Then, continuous charity. Reward for those who have given and those who are managing will be perpetual. So this makes it a powerful tool for Muslims seeking long-term sadaqah. It's not one-time sadaqah. Why do we need to think about this instrument in our Nigerian Muslim community? It's very essential because we face a lot of challenges, like I said. We are, even some people said it, that we are capital of the poverty in the world, maybe next to India or even before India. So we have the highest percentage of poor people in the world. Out of school children, there are millions. So a majority of them are Muslims. So we need these kind of tools to solve all these our problem. Cost of education is high, especially the private school now. Even we Muslim school that we say is a missionary school, is not a business. To be able to sustain your school, to pay the salary and pay the bill, you need to raise the school bill because of devaluation, because of subsidy removal. Many Muslim parents, they cannot afford those even Muslim schools that are very cheap. They can't afford it because of little raise in the cost of education, the school fees. The healthcare, many people don't go to hospital when they are sick because they don't have money. Unemployment is very high. Poverty in rural and urban area is on the rise. Underfunded community projects or abandoned, they are there. Majority of our masjid is not standard, you know. When you are coming, come and see mosque in Australia, here in Malaysia, in Saudi Arabia. Their toilet, you want to sleep there because it's very, when you finish, in fact, there is a fragrance, what they call, what do you call it? That will all the time smell nice. and the water is running. You flush and everything is clean. But in Nigeria, when you are passing by, you are looking for a mosque. Just if you have your perception, what is it called? Your smelling organ is working good. When you smell urine in an area, know that a mosque is nearby. Because we just urinate, we don't have mosque manager, somebody that's in charge, sweeping, mopping, cleaning the toilets, nobody. Because we just think just to pray and go. So everything has to be standardized and make conducive for those who are coming. So Cash Waqf provides a community-driven, self-sustaining an Islamic solution to some of this or all of this problem. Reduces dependence on government and external donors. In Malaysia, in Indonesia, in some of these countries, even here in Australia, majority of projects are done through this kind of tools and instruments. Okay, so and they are even better at times than that of government. When you see the Muslim school here, they are very standard. So it allows the middle class to play a role in mobilizing Waqf Trust Fund, not only the rich. Okay. How do we do it? How do we mobilize the cash Waqf Fund? The development of Waqf ranging from traditional to professional system. That's what we are looking at now. So we want to move to the professional and modernizing the way of doing it. The traditional system is characterized by highly consumptive Waqf, okay, such as for the construction of mosques and Islamic education. The Waqf undergoes a period of transition and development towards the benefit of Waqf, building a useful society. That's what we want to use Waqf for now. It's managed in a more professional way, such as is cash Waqf as an Islamic economic and financial instrument. Okay. If we want to look at some of the innovative modern cash Waqf, the integration of social and commercial instrument can be seen as before. Waqf is just usufruct, like I said, manfa, benefit, what we can benefit from the asset. But now we are converting Waqf, that is cash, into investment, commercial enterprise. We have what is called stock Waqf, okay? Stock Waqf. Waqf linked deposit, okay? Some people, they will deposit every month from their account, maybe 5%, maybe 1%, even maybe 2% as Waqf. We go to Waqf based enterprise. Then we have Sukuk, that is Waqf linked Sukuk. We can use Waqf assets, cash Waqf for Sukuk. So because CWLS is being used in Malaysia, in Indonesia, okay? Is the integration of cash Waqf with Sukuk issued as a socially responsible investment. You know, instead of go and building a mosque or building a house, you use Waqf to buy Sukuk that will last for maybe 25 years, and continually every year we have some returns. And after 25 years, maybe our whole money will come back to us. And the difference between the cash Waqf Sukuk and other one is that your Sukuk share, over time, you can go and sell it in secondary market. But Waqf-based Sukuk, you cannot sell it in secondary market. It's because it's meant to be perpetual. Okay. These are some example. Entrepreneurial-based cash Waqf, okay, is built for a unique Waqf membership for companies and corporate organizations like the like of Dangote, the like of Suwami, that are Muslims and among our billionaires in Nigeria. instead of giving money to Waqf, they can give part of their company, maybe 5% of this Dangote refinery. I endowed it into Waqf. That is, whatever the company profited every year, okay? 5% of the profit, because the Waqf now will be co-owner. I think you understand the concept. Waqf fund now, Z&S Waqf, for example, will be co-owner of Dangote refinery. Maybe 1% of it. Will be co-owner of Suwami chains of fuel station. That is what we call entrepreneurial-based Waqf, whereby companies and corporate organizations, they will now divert. They have what we call CSR. That's another one, community social responsibility. That is part of their profit. Instead of giving it on their own, they give it to Waqf fund to be used for the benefit and for perpetual benefit of the masses. However, as laudable and very appealing this financial tool is, that is cash Waqf, there are some challenges in the implementation of it. One of it is the need for a proper, trustworthy, professional, and high-quality management of Waqf that meets national or international standard. Because Waqf fund is meant to be very huge. It's not something small. When you are thinking of Waqf, you think in billions. So if, in fact, in countries where it is being done properly now, like we have advisory, no, we have a regulatory body. It is, government is managing it, you know, like you have Takaful now. There is a commission, NICON, for insurance in Nigeria. Then there is a commission for Takaful. There is a commission for Islamic Bank that regulates the activity and the affairs, whereby they report every year. They have annual report. And this this body, governmental body, agency, they have oversight function over the activity. So that will ensure probity and accountability. Babazaka, may Allah forbid bad things, will not think, yes, now I'm now a billionaire. I'm sitting over this billion, the asset of billion assets of Waqf. I can do whatever I like now. I can marry second, third, fourth, fifth wife. I can buy private jets now. No, there will be a regulatory body that will see that this, because Waqf organization, they are non-for-profit, they are NGO, so they must report. There must be checks and balances. So that will create a kind of confidence and trust in the populace. Like people like Dangote, people like Showam, they won't want to just give their money to anybody that is not regulated, that there is no assurance of probity and accountability. So it must be professional, and there must be high quality management that meet national and international standards. Even more than Nigeria, the Waqf, they have association whereby we can learn from, we can share ideas, we can attend annual conferences to deepen our practices. The fact shows that the understanding of the community, again, that's another problem. So even the traditional Waqf, our people have not understood it properly. It's not being done in Nigeria as it should be done. Then the new one, that is cash Waqf, is more like controversial. So therefore, there is need for awareness creation which this kind of lecture addresses. But we are here now, if I look properly, so our number is less than 20, 30. So we need a mass media to create awareness. Sponsor TV program, radio program, have a website, and share on social media. Those influencers they have millions followers. So use their medium to spread awareness that are Muslim about this concept. The ideal form of governance that can be a reference in implementing good Waqf is institutional governance needs to be established. That is, Waqf should be under an institution that is properly managed and is accountable and has what we call corporate governance that they are following in managing this fund. Okay? The governance is defined as the way in which power is used in management of economic and social resources by a country or by an organization. Okay, it's a solid and responsible implementation of development management in line with the principle of democracy and efficient market. That is corporate governance according to United Nations. Avoidance of, which includes avoidance of misallocated investment funds. Okay, prevention of corruption, both politically and administratively. We can't say because this is now Waqf money. So I give to my wife, I give to my daughter, I'm in charge. Those who are close to me, they are the one benefiting. Other people, they are not benefiting, even if their need is more pressing. No. So prevention of corruption is part of corporate governance. Budget discipline, that is, when we are, because the money of Waqf is amana. So whatever expenses that is administrative must be minimal, and we must be economical. The creation of legal and political frameworks, all these are very important. So if you look at the UNDP 1997 about corporate governance, we see more about that. The condition can be, okay. Otherwise, there will be loss of trust, and people that matters will not want to put their fund with a Waqf if there is no corporate governance. People that are very rich and they have money that can drive the idea. So if we want to attract them, there must be corporate governance, accountability, and probity, and prevention of corruption, and all that. The key area where Waqf can be used is education in terms of scholarships, Islamic schools, helping the Islamic schools. Some schools, they are unable to have a laboratory. For WAEC and NECO approval, you must have standard like laboratory and library. You may help them from the proceed of Waqf to have that. Quran memorization programs. We need imams, we need du'at. We may have imam college, dawah college, whereby the imams should go for 2-year diploma in imamship and dawah. Public libraries in the past, like Darul Hikmah in Baghdad, which is the oldest library in the world, that has millions of volumes of books, even when they were writing with hands, is in the Muslim communities. And these libraries, and they were being funded through Waqf. So we need this kind of thing today. Research institutes. So we need it to collaborate with government to do research. You see what our brothers in Iran have been able to do, to achieve in terms of the technology, especially the missile and aeroscience. Now they launched their satellite, the third satellite, recently, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. They launched 3 satellites in one day into the space. So the Sunnah, the Muslim Sunnah country, I don't know any of the Muslim Sunnah that has a satellite in the space. So we need research institutes. Waqf can assist in that. Healthcare, we need clinics, medical aid for widows and orphans, and we need specialist hospitals whereby we can treat cancer, can treat prostate, we can treat dialysis for the kidney. Not every time we have to fly them to India. ZNS has supported many people with kidney failure, with heart surgery in the past. If we can now, to pay for the medical bill, that's one thing. Then you pay for the ticket of the sick person and an assistant, maybe a mother or wife or that will go with him. So you pay for to and fro, 2 tickets of. If we can have that hospital here in our country, so we won't pay ticket again. And again, we generate a lot of profit, money from that kind of specialist hospital. This can be a target of Waqf that want to have a specialist hospital. What people are going for medical vacation in abroad for, we can do it in Nigeria through Waqf fund that will be targeted. We want to raise like 50 billion to do this particular thing. And people will buy certificates. Our certificate may be 100,000, it's 1 unit. So social welfare, food support, housing assistance, marriage support for those, then child care. Here in Australia, for example, there are food banks. Food banks, if you don't have money, where you can go and tell them, and they'll give you what can be sufficient for you at least for 1 week. They give you rice, they give you milk, they give you butter, they give you cheese. They don't need to know you. Just go there, you don't have money, you are hungry, then they will give you. And these are supported, these are NGO, they are not government. They are supported by organizations. Even many of them are church organizations. They will get this money from corporate bodies that they want to be doing this and they will assist them. Some of them are cooking. They have kitchen for the poor. Every day people go there and get prepared meal. So all this Waqf can assist. Economic empowerment like microloans for small businesses and startups. Waqf can do the infrastructure like many communities, they don't have potable water. You can help them with a solar powered pumping machine so that they don't need to be buying petrol. So the community will have access to water for free. Community centers, we need to, whereby vocation, people can learn vocation, people can go there for recreation. So masjid maintenance. Instead, we have a lot of masjid in Nigeria. What we need to do now is to standardize those masjid, build proper toilet, build proper water system, tiles the masjid, put aircon, not building masjid. In one street, you see 10 mosques. None of them is standard. So these are real needs in Nigerian communities, especially in the north and in the southwest and rural areas where we have Muslim majority. We may have some other ideas that can be area of concentration. The impact of cash workflow will strengthen economy, like creating continuous income stream, Zakat. Those who give zakat to this year, may Allah continue as He promised to expand their resources. But to some unforeseen circumstances, some of our donors They may not be able to give zakat every year. Their business may not do well. There may be disaster. There may be pandemic like COVID, like the war that is ongoing now. Many, like those who are in oil and gas, they are suffering. So, but if they have given Waqf, so this Waqf will ensure continuous stream of income that we can use to, we can channel to all these areas. Supporting entrepreneurship, you know, Zakat and so has been doing that for business startups, reducing unemployment, funding community services without debt. Not every time government need to take a loan to do project, okay? Like building school, building clinic. Waqf fund can assist and build primary health care without government going for World Bank loan or whatever loan. Encouraging financial inclusion for low-income families. You know, they will have access to money they can use, and as well, the middle class, they can contribute. They can have a certificate of Waqf. It is a long-term investment for the Ummah. You know, we should not be thinking we are Muslims. One of our problem is that we are not futuristic. In fact, some of Muslims, our Salafia brother, they thought thinking about future is even uh, the absence of tawakkul, that you don't have trust in Allah. Why do you have to be thinking about tomorrow? Tomorrow is in the hand of Allah. Just have faith and don't plan for the future. That is nonsense. Islam is not a religion of not planning. What about Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam? What are you going to say about Yusuf? Yusuf alayhi salam, are you with me?
We are, sir. We are, sir.
Okay. Yusuf alayhi salam has
Yes, sir.
planning for 15 years in the Quran. تزرعون سبع سنين دأبا. You plant for 15 years, for 7 years. Whatever you harvest, don't eat everything. Eat only what you need and preserve for the rainy days. Then another 7 years will come. There will be year of famine and drought. You will be eating from what you have stored. Then you don't eat everything. Preserve the seed that we will replant. This 14 years. Then another year will come that there will be abundance products. That is 15 years. Yusuf alayhi salam planned for 15. For community planning, even family, you need to have a futuristic plan, long-term planning. It is Waqf that can support long-term planning. Zakat and Sadaqah cannot. Zakat and Sadaqah, you ask them 2-3 months after Ramadan, all the money is finished because it's coming in, going out, not to be kept. But Waqf money is not to be spent, it's to be kept. The essence is to be kept and use the profit for. So it's a long-term planning, and we need that, and we are lacking in that regard. This Waqf, cash Waqf, we have countries that are doing well, and they have succeeded in using it to solve their problem. Country like Malaysia, like Indonesia, like Turkey, like Bangladesh, even they have banks, microfinance that is Waqf based, linked to Waqf. You know, like I said, we have Bank of Agri, Bank of Industry that is supporting this area. They have some of these banks that their asset based is Waqf. Their asset base is Waqf. The corporate organization, the well-to-do people they pool their money together for these purposes. Then the microfinance will be managing it to alleviate the poverty of the extremely poor people. They have used it to have university, hospitals, microfinance institution, community development projects. Nigeria can adapt these models to our context, especially through Islamic Zakat and Waqf organization like our own, like Masajid, like NGOs, like community association, Muslim majority state government, in some of these countries like Saudi Arabia, like Kuwait, part of money government is getting from oil, they do some of it goes for Waqf, something that will be sustainable and will perpetual. So in the Nigeria, some state like Zamfara, like Borno State, like Kano, so some the Muslim civil servants, they agree with the government that some of their money should go for like what we call pay as you earn. They will deduct it before they get their salary and go to this Waqf fund. So all this we need to implement in our own environment here too. Let's have a case study, for example. Imagine a community, maybe in Kano, maybe in Lagos, maybe Ilorin, maybe Ibadan. So we want to mobilize 100 million cash work. Let us think big. We want 1 billion naira cash workful fund. We can now break it down into units. If it is 1 billion, that is 1,000 million. We can say we want to sell cash workful certificate, 1 million cash workful certificate, each of them worth 1,000 naira. As poor as I am, I can buy 100 units, which is 100,000. Somebody can buy 1 million units, which is just 1 million. 1,000 units, which is just 1 million. And like that. Before you know it, that 1 billion will have it. Waqf, one of the benefits of Waqf is that you have a target. Zakat, you can't tell me what to give. I give you what I want to give. You don't know how much I have. Whatever I give you, you take and you say, you pray for me. But Waqf, you are the one that is coordinating, controlling. You are the one determining. That is the organization. The Waqf manager is the one that will come up with the idea, a concept, a product. We want this 1 billion fund. And to be attractive and be convincing, you have to explain to people what project is desired and how is it going to be managed. Is it commercial enterprise? Is it a landed property? Is it revolving loan? Is it for sukuk? Is it for mudoraba? Is it a cocktail of all this? So one of the benefits is that you have a target. So if this is invested at a modest halal return, even if it's only 10% return on 1 billion, it means we'll be having 100 million every year without any wahala. That certainly we know 100 million is coming from our workful return. The profit could fund all this we have talked about: scholarship, medical bills, small businesses, food support, maintenance of this and that. So this is a practical, achievable, and scalable that we can do, for example, in Nigeria. We can start the Waqf, for example, by creating local cash Waqf committee. The same way we have Zakat committee, we can have Waqf committee in our various branches, states, and mosques and tazkiyah centers, encouraging small regular contributions. Even our brothers can contribute as little as 1,000 naira every month as part of their Waqf fund. They buy certificate, they pay. We have the mobilizers, the marketers for Waqf in various locations. partnering with Islamic Zakat and Waqf, for example, or microfinance institution to be the fund manager. Supporting education, healthcare, and welfare programs using digital platforms for transparency. That is, we here in Australia, majority of the mosque or all of the mosque that you can go, at the entrance of the mosque, there is this POS that is there already. $10, $20, $50, $100. Whatever you want to donate, you just put your phone or your card, touch it, contactless. The money goes straight to the account of the organization. And they have websites whereby everyone can see what they are doing every time. So they have access to, because everyone that is paying, that is subscribing to the product, is now a stakeholder. They must be carried along. You can use digital platforms for transparency to let people know what is going on. Even a small community can build a powerful workflow over time. So not only big workflow. In our little community, TMC or your state, TMC, whatever, they can have workflow of their own that Z&S can manage. Z&S workflow can manage for them. That's another way of doing it. However, like we said, there are some challenges for implementing this workflow. One of which is lack of awareness. People have not known about it. So even Zakat, we are still like struggling to carry people along, to introduce it to people properly. Then the traditional workflow is what we have been doing. Now this one that is a new instrument, we need to create a lot of awareness. This lecture is one, but we can do better through mass media. Okay. Another challenge is fear of mismanagement, because people would think, how are we going to trust you that we just put like 1 billion naira or 10 billion naira under you guys? So what gives us assurance that, because not only TMC people we want them to pay to this kind of so it's everybody. So to convince them, there must be what we call corporate governance. We must encourage, like, when we start the Ajima Bro, we are the one that pioneer, that encourage to have what they call now our own, the Aj organization that is, then we have, I think we have Zakat and Sodakona as well, that is a national body. We must ensure we have something for workflow as well, even to the extent of encouraging government under the Ministry of Industry and Trade to have a regulatory body. When this is done, the corporate organization, they have the trust and they will know, because their CSR is regulated by government. They must let government know where their money is going. They can't give their money to organization that is not registered or regulated by government. So to create a kind of trust, we must try and do this. Have corporate governance, encourage government to have a body that will regulate the activity so that we can access big fund, even from abroad, not only from Nigeria. And because we are NGO, we are not going to pay tax. All government wants to know is to see how the thing is being managed, that the money, the trust is not being breached. And they have the right, because government is the one in charge of everybody. So to ensure that money is properly being expended for the purpose that is declared, then must be regulated. And what is it? Just submit your annual report. We register with CAC, we give return. The Bank of Industry may have a commission like they have for Takaful, they have for Islamic Bank, they should have for this one too, if we want to access big fund. Then there's limited financial literacy among our people. We need to kind of create of financial literacy. Let them know what this can do for them and for everybody. So what are the solution for all this problem is community education. Strong corporate governance frameworks that involves professional, that involves what we call today fintech. On the tip of our fingers, the operations, the management, the modus operandi of the organization can be seen by everybody. Okay, professional fund managers must be involved. Regular reporting and transparency. We must have AGM for those who bought our certificate to give them reports like Z&S used to do. With proper structure, these challenges can be overcome. From this little discussion, we have discovered, we identified several major contributions of modern cash Waqf scheme, financing essential services in Muslim majority countries. Some of the university, there's a university in Malaysia, International Islamic University of Malaysia. It is the epicenter of Islamic finance, the halal industry. Started in this country about 50 years ago, and is now multi-trillion naira, about maybe $3 trillion economy now. The Islamic finance and halal market started from this university. And this university was established through Waqfu, Zakat, and Sadaqah like that by people like Rojihi, like Dr. Ahmad Tutunji and all that. So there are a lot we can do, can achieve through this. Supporting commercial activities and micro enterprise, enabling communities to generate income and reduce unemployment. Funding basic infrastructure, including community facilities and public utilities. You know, one of the indices of development in a country is for the environmental sanitation. Come to Australia, go to Malaysia, go to Saudi Arabia. Abu Balkis Baba Zakan know one of my boss when I was in Nigeria. He's a Saudi man, Dr. Fahmi of Imam Malik College. I was his like PA when he was in Nigeria. May Allah bless his soul. It's not late. We were coming from Lagos to Ibadan one day and saw somebody urinating, between the two expressway, the bush, the expressway. Not only people urinate, they defecate at times in that public places. He saw the man standing, urinating publicly, car going this left and right. He said, "Is he a mad person?" I said, "He's not mad." "And why is he doing that? That is illegal. That is not good." And I said, I just smiled that in Nigeria, here is a common thing. It's illegal everywhere in the world, open defecation. But it's a common thing in Nigeria. Look at the New Express, Ibadan, Lagos, Ibadan. People want to feel bad, it doesn't make sense. So through Waqfu, we can have public toilets. There are public toilets in Malaysia. Nobody pay anything. You just go there, and there are people managing it. Very clean every time. You can't move 10 kilometers, you see public, and this public toilet, you have like 20 units, even for the handicapped, that they can drive their wheelchair, they can help themselves therein. So we can do that. That will make our country look like developed nation. So public facilities and utilities are important. Even you go around, you see water chillers. that you can just press and dispense water for you publicly, and the water will be cold in the marketplaces, in schools, in public places. All this can be done. Reducing pressure on government budgets. Government cannot do everything everywhere in the world. So there are what they call public-private partnership. So through Waqf, we can do that. Waqf can do water dispenser or in all mosque or 10 mosque, that anytime you go there, you see water and it's cold and it's running. We can do that. This is part of public facilities. Reducing pressure on government budgets, since communities can independently finance their needs. Demonstrating successful models across multiple Muslim and minority Muslim countries, showing global adaptability. And I have seen it in Malaysia. I've seen it in Australia. Buying big land for Islamic center, mosque, gym, college, daycare, adult education, shop, kitchen, cafe, library. That is if in Nigerian currency we say it's multi-billion project, and they don't depend on any government. They raise it among themselves. So we can do as well in our own case. In conclusion, beloved brothers and sisters, Cash Waqf is a revived Islamic solution for modern Nigerian challenges. It was done in the past, but can be modernized and expanded now. It is ethical, sustainable, and community-driven. It empowers us to support education, healthcare, welfare, and economic development, all while earning continuous rewards from Allah. It's non-ending. It's not like zakat and sadaqah. This one is aslun yabqa wa thamaratun tunfaq. This is an opportunity for Nigerian Muslims to build a legacy of lasting benefit. Okay, this is interactive. For us that we are here, if you have a response, you can tell us. We want to think together to help Zakat and Sadaqah Waqf Foundation in whatever they want to do. For example, number one is, what needs in our community can Cash Waqf address? If you have a response, you can either raise up your hand or write it in the comments there, so that the moderator can get back to us. How can we start a pilot project in your own area or in our or in Nigeria at large? We have to think big and we have to think together to help ZNS Waqf Foundation. Who should manage the fund? Already for us, we have Zakat and Sadaqah Waqf Foundation. And how can we build trust and transparency in them? Already they are doing their annual reports, but they need to do more by adopting modern technology, having their products. Even there's nothing stopping this Waqf going to stock market, raising fund. Though we are non-for-profit, but since we can use Waqf money for investment, we can raise this sell our share in public places. Then the corporate governance is of essence. Then encouraging interacting with government. When this ZNS Waqf Foundation, OTM, Zakan, and Waqf Foundation, NASFAT has, let's form a body. Let's pressurize the stakeholders to have a regulatory body so that we can build confidence and corporate governance so we can access big fund. How can we do that? Then we leave that to you. Your ideas will shape the next step. So let's advise ZNS Waqf for maximum performance. May Allah bless you all. Jazakumullah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I have a question. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa
Alaikum
barakatuh.
salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan, sir. Jazakumullah khairan for the presentation. I want to say Jazakumullah khairan once again. Before I take question and answer, I would like those of us who have questions, you can leave your questions in the chat box and you can at the same time raise up your hand. Before I do that, I want to do two things. Firstly, I would love to take goodwill messages from some of our distinguished fathers, from some of our distinguished mentors, from some of our distinguished coaches. I would not even know whether I should take my, don't let me call it adverts, Waqf al-Walidain before that, but let me take goodwill message from our father, Dr. Abdullahi Ishala Shuaib. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sir.
Okay.
Dr. Abdullahi Shuaib, over to you, sir. If I can't get him right now for goodwill message, let me get Professor Khadija Idowu, a member of the board of Z&S Waqf Foundation, for a goodwill message. Dr. Khadija, over to you, ma'am. Wow, it seems Dr. Khadija is also trying to set up so she can come in properly.
Because you say
Okay.
doctor, she's a professor.
Okay, sorry, I'm very sorry for that. Professor Khadija Idowu. You know, in the academic setting, it is a very big crime to call a professor a doctor. I'm very sorry for that. Apologies. Professor Khadija Idowu. Lastly, before I go on the goodwill message, let me call Alhaji Sadiq Atitebi. Alhaji Sadiq Atitebi for goodwill message. Okay.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. This is very applaudable and a move in the right direction, and a way to really improve our religion, our faith, and everything. Our relationship with Allah, I really appreciate. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala thank the Z&S for putting up this type of thing and all that are involved. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you all abundantly. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we make it a successful one, because this broaden our understanding and give us more strength to be able to, as we are missionary people who are trying to exhibit Islam and make it practicable, this type of thing, I think more of it should come. So this is very much appreciated, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it as act of ibadah. All of us who also participated, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also reward us. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan. Before I take Professor Khadija Idowu and Dr. Abdullahi Shuaib for goodwill message, kindly permit me to take our innovative products, our innovative slides. One of the best work you can do here in Nigeria, Waqf al-Walidain. Waqf al-Walidain is one of the products of the Zakat and Sadaqah Foundation Waqf, Z&S Waqf, and it's a Waqf for us to do on behalf of our parents. It's a way of giving an endowment to our parents, both those that are alive and those that have demised, such that they will continue to benefit the reward in this life and in the year after. Allahumma ameen. On the Waqf al-Walidain, it's a 1 billion naira Waqf we are trying to pull together, and we have 4 major areas of targets: health insurance scheme for aged people, empowerment for widows and vulnerable, orphan education support, mosque innovation and beautification. To donate to Waqf al-Walidain, I would not want to make it a condition, but I would have loved to. But I know that the ED will not allow me to make it a condition. I would have said before you can ask a question on this session, I would say you must show me an evidence of your donation to Waqf al-Walidain. But never mind. If that, you can ask a question. So you can kindly donate to to our account number 1100317326, Albarka Microfinance Bank. 1100317328, Albarka Microfinance Bank. The account name is Z&S Waqf Foundation. Also, you can do it to 000-945-4972. 000-945-4972. That is Jai's bank account. You can as well reach us on phone or WhatsApp via +234-704-038-3244. Our website is clearly stated there, zswaqf.org.ng. And also you can find us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Inshallah, let me take goodwill message from Dr. Abdullahi Shuaib before I bust one of the projects of the Waqf Foundation. Over to you, Dr. Abdullahi Shuaib.
Dr. Abdullahi Ishala.
Dr. Abdullahi Ishala, okay, sorry. Associate Professor, Dr. Abdullahi Ishala.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I was just here as a participant to benefit, and alhamdulillah, I want to thank our Sheikh Ismail Busari for that wonderful presentation. And I'm happy that our organization, Z&S, is keeping the flag flying. May Allah continue to strengthen all the stakeholders, all the board members, and our indefatigable chairman for this wonderful work which they are doing. And I want to thank our Sheikh for the presentation. And one of the things that is very crucial, which he has emphasized to make people to understand the difference between cash waqf and outright sadaqah, is the fact that when you donate the cash waqf, it will be preserved as the seed money and the waqf, and the waqf managers will do everything possible to invest, and the proceed will be directed towards the target benefit. So this makes it an ongoing beneficiary. And I'm also delighted that the new Waqf product, Waqf Walidain, is being floated. So, and I want to urge the organization to do more sensitization about this product, because if people get to understand it, I think it will be a very good avenue for those who are looking for genuine means to really give back to the parent, even though there's nothing anyone can give back to our parent. But if they get it to understand, at least we will do our best to see that we have a reliable platform through which we can do something with the hope that Allah will make the reward to go to our dear parent. So it's very important that we do emphasize and create more sensitization on this product, and for people to actually understand how it works so that they will be keyed into it. So I want to congratulate Zed and S. Waqf that and then for this wonderful program, and I pray that we will be having more of this, because every time we have a program like this, we all have the benefit to learn new things and to also refresh our memory on something that we might have forgotten or even not paying attention to. So it has been a wonderful and inspiring, and I want to thank to put all this together. It's a great effort, and it has been very beneficial to all of us. May Allah accept it from him as an act of ibadah and continue to increase him in knowledge and bless all his effort. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan, sir. Amin wa yakum to your prayer. I also want to take Professor Khadija Ido for a goodwill message. But before I do that, permit me to throw some light into some of the questions the distinguished speaker, Sheikh Ismail Adekunle Buseri, put to us. I want us to know that Z&S Waqf Foundation is a very, very organized foundation, a foundation which has put together professionals so that it can be able to meet the expectations of the industry on Waqf as a whole. I want to let us know that we have professional accountants, we have architects and builders, we have Greek professionals, and recently we are also onboarding medical professionals so as to make our Waqf products much more robust and also serve the needs of the society, not just as a speaker or a presenter or just discussing about the product and services, but also making implementation of the product and services very, very possible. Also, for communities that wish to establish a Waqf organization or unit in the organizations, kindly reach out to ZX Waqf for consultancy and management so that you would not start the right products the wrong way, but rather you employ the professionals to guide you through and help you take the product and services to the best places and also impact best. So that just like our speaker said at the beginning, this is what is a product or a service that has been on since the days of the Prophet ﷺ, and that means it is well guided by Sharia principles and Islamic principles, and we have professionals in that industry to help you do that. So let me take Professor Khadija Idowu for goodwill message. Before I delve into question and answer, I have asked us earlier to drop our questions in the chat box if you wish to drop it there. And if you wish to speak, kindly raise up your hand in the Zoom room. I will be taking that very soon. Professor Khadija Idowu, over to you, ma'am. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters. Alhamdulillah, we thank Almighty Allah who has made it possible for us to be able to listen to this lecture on innovative Waqf model by our Sheikh. And in fact, he has really delved into the modern ways in which Waqf is being administered now. Now, Waqf has really moved a long way from how it was before, where it's only in form of assets, in form of schools, hospitals, and mosques. But now we also have the cash Waqf, which means that even without having much on you, without being a millionaire, or a billionaire, you can also be part of those who are contributing to Waqf. And as our lecturer has really told us a lot about the benefits, is a form of sadaqah jariyah, which we can invest for ourselves and even for our loved ones, our parents, and we'll get the benefits, perpetual benefits till Yamul Kiyama. So I just want to employ and enjoin each and every one of us that we should not be left out with as little as, even if it's just 10,000 naira, either one off, or you can do it maybe 10,000 naira per month. Just have that niyyah that you also want to be part of that Waqf contribution that is being managed either by Zakat and Sadaqah Waqf Foundation or any other one that is in your neighborhood. The Waqf is Z&S Waqf is available. You can reach us either via WhatsApp, or you can reach us through our other social handles. So please try to benefit. It's not just about listening to the lecture and that is all. No, the reason why these lectures is a continuum is so that we can benefit from it and also invest our widow's minds, whatever it is that we have. And the truth is that these our small donations, by the time it's put together, it can really go a long way in alleviating poverty. By the time we have investments, and those investments are yielding fruits, and the fruits are now being pulled back into the community, we'll find out that in the near future, we'll have billions of assets within our control just from these little donations or investments that we are making. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will continue to assist us, continue to guide us, and continue to make it easy for us to be able to push the Zakat and Sadaqah Waqf Foundation further and further, even beyond our imagination. Jazakallah
Allahumma
khair.
amin.
Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakumullahu khairan, Professor Khadija Idowu. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes, we'll move into the questions and answer now. But before I take one of the questions, kindly permit me to share a slide with you. I just want you to see some of the impacts your donation in the past have made in our community. Your donation in the past in the education sector has made it possible for us to donate bags, books, and some other educational materials to students, particularly in public institutions or public schools, so that it can make education easy and promote education for all. This is a project in Lagos. This particular picture is of a project in Lagos, and it is courtesy of your donation, your support to Z&S Waqf Foundation. Jazakumullah khairan. Now let me take one of the questions over to Dr. Oh, permit me, though it seems like I've awarded him a doctor while he is doing his PhD. So Sheikh Ismail Buseri, a question in the chat box by Alaja Aisha Hussein. Can we pilot a Waqf for family mosque association we belong to? Sheikh Ismail Buseri can or would answer that. Can we pilot a Waqf from family? I think it was supposed to be for family, mosque and associations we belong to, managing from trusted members of the community who have understanding and vast knowledge and experience and network of Waqf. Sheikh Ismail Buseri, over to you, sir.
Yeah, we have various types of Waqf. There's Waqf Khairi, the charitable Waqf. There's Waqf Ahali, the one that is a family one. Mosque you can do. As much as within our own capability to solve a certain problem or challenges in the community, we can do that. But we need to ensure proper management of such workflow, and we may partner with an organization like ZNS to be the manager. We can mobilize the fund in our locality. Then ZNS, one of their staffs or officer in the area, can either be chairman of the management of such workflow because of their experience and expertise. And if we want to do it on our own, we need to learn. Go and do the fiqh of workflow management. Like all we have talked about corporate governance and all that, we need to go through it, or we partner with the ZNS workflow. Now,
Jazakumullah khairan, sir. Before I take the next question again, let me appeal again that you let me divert a bit to show us another project in which our donations to Z&X Waqf in the past has made possible. And this particular project is a farmland belonging to a school in Imokwe. They call it a Imokwe Farm Project. Imokwe Farm Project made possible through Z&X Waqf, and this is in the agri sector, another sector of the economy, trying to ensure that Waqf is made possible to revive various sectors of the economy, particularly food security and making food accessible and available for us, courtesy of your donation. And just like Waqf used to run, the returns on these investments will continue to give reward to whoever you have made it on behalf. In short, you can make the Waqful Walidain. You know, we said Waqful Walidain for your parents. You can even make for yourself as well. And that is the beauty of Waqf. Investments that will be giving reward to the society and also reward for yourself and your parents. So now, and let me go back to another question from Alaji Alabi Abdul Karim in the chat box. Can we raise funds through crowdfunding? His question states, can we raise funds through crowdfunding? Over to you, sir, Professor. Oh, Sheikh. I've also given him Professor Sheikh Ismail Buseri.
I'm not very conversant with crowdfunding. My little understanding is that those who are challenged, who have some emergent need, do go there to do fundraising for medical or any disaster. But the ZNS Waqf chairman can shed light on that. Maybe they have idea about what the crowdfunding, how it works. I don't really know. Allah.
Dr. Abdullah
Okay,
Shola, are you still in the
Good.
Dr. Abdullah Shola, are you still in the house?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Professor Khadija.
Yes, sir. So when we talk about crowdfunding, it means that we want to generate funds from the public, from members of the public. And this could be in the form of, it could be. So this crowdfunding could be in the form of either putting up a bank account, it could be electronic as well. But the issue is that for Waqf, in as much as there is a purpose, that okay, there's a particular purpose that we want to use this Waqf, this money that you are contributing for a particular purpose. For example, in the case of Zakat and Sadaqah Waqf, we have various projects like our hostel projects, we have the agricultural projects, like the one you have said, Imope land. We could have a kind of crowdfunding for it. So those who are interested in that particular project will now pull their funds together. It's a pool of funds. And Waqf too is a pool of funds. So I think there is no contradiction between crowdfunding. It's about the interest. If you are interested in participating, you want to donate to a particular cause in form of Waqf donation. So it doesn't necessarily have to be maybe for like what he said, that okay, maybe if there's a particular problem, or usually it's usually done when people have maybe like medical emergency or things like that. That is one of the times that we do crowdfunding. But even for Waqf, it's one of the ways we can exploit. And I think Dr. Abdullahi Shuaib has even given us a kind of talk on that on this platform before now. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma, you are very correct.
Jazakumullahu khairan.
That is just the simple.
Jazakumullahu khairan, man. I really
Thank you.
appreciate that. I thought Alhaji Maruf Ahmad wanted to talk on crowdfunding before, because I know, or I can remember that he took us for one training, and one of the discussants took crowdfunding for what mobilization. And that was also a very innovative topic. So crowdfunding is allowed to be used for what mobilization. Before I take another question, permit me to share another slide with you. You know, these slides are just, since your donations have done. And funny enough, Professor Khadija just mentioned one of it, which is the hostel projects. And it's an ongoing project, almost completed, and it's just to impact in the society, make it easy for students to get cheap, affordable, and accessible accommodation, while at the same time benefiting yourself, benefiting your parents. That is how beautiful work can be. Jazakumullahu khairan for that. So let me rush back to the last question. And I still mentioned, if we still have questions, we can raise up our hands in the chat box. That will be very, very recognized. I would ensure that is recognized once you raise up your hand. So yes, the last question I want to pick. Before I pick that, let me first remind us that the speaker told us that the popular Al-Azhar University is a product of Waqf, and that he mentioned two other universities, but don't let me add a gift right now. Let me leave that. That are also products of Waqf. He talked about the industry, and I just want Alhaji Maruf Ahmad to just throw little lights on how regulated the industry is presently and the next steps in regulating the industry before we take our final question and call it a day. Alhaji Maruf Ahmad, over to you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sir.
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you for reminding me. I'd almost forgotten. ZNS, Zakat and Waqf activities is regulated now. At least maybe we have not had maybe the National Assembly Constitution Charter. But for now, we have what we have AZAWON. AZAWON is an acronym for Association of Zakat and Waqf Operators in Nigeria. Association of Zakat and Waqf Operators in Nigeria. We have our office presently in Kano, and this AZAWON holds annual conference. I think we held the 5th annual conference last year, and this is serving as an umbrella body for all recognized Zakat and Waqf operators in Nigeria presently. And the chairman of that body is Honorable Alhaji Lawal Medoki, and ably assisted by our own in here, Dr. Imam Abdullah Shuaib, is the vice chairman of this. Also, Prince Suleiman Olagunju is also part of the board of trustees of this AZAWON. So there is a regulatory body. What they are doing now is what the Sheikh said. We are trying to form a pressure group to make that sure we have a gazette that will make it constitutionally binding on anybody operating any Zakat and Waqf businesses in Nigeria must be answerable to AZAWON. So that is the effort so far, and we are trying to build on it and improve it. Thank you so much.
Naam, Jazakumullah khairan, Alhaji Muhammad, for that. I would just like to take one more question, and I want whoever is interested in that question to kindly unmute themselves and ask their question. Just one person before we call it a day. One person.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
Assalamu
salam.
alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to say Jazakumullah for the speaker and the Zakat and Sadaqah organization for this organization. Somebody like me, I've heard of Waqf before, but the way the speaker broke it down, I've not heard of that before. And if we Muslims, some of us, let me use that word, do not really understand what it's all about, how do we now propagate? How do we now take the information down to people? So I want to suggest, like the speaker said too, that awareness and sensitization is very important. Let's start from we Muslims first. SEDANES can partner with all these Islamic organizations like NASFAT, Zaruddin. Can we take it further? Can we go to the weekly As-Salatu, sensitize people, create awareness? In that case, each people of this will come to this As-Salatu or whatever, have different mosques in their areas. They can in turn take it back, because if we don't understand something very well, there is no way we'll be able to take it further, because I'll be hearing on that you just this flyer talking about this thing, but nobody make it really break it down the way you did. And I think it's very, very important for us, but so that we can all understand and people can start contributing. And one of the things that also not make people to contribute some of the time, like what our other people, I want to Christians are doing, which we also can emulate for that. Proper accountability, which the speaker has also mentioned. People know that there are accountability, that people money does not just go in vain. People are willing to donate, because we know that the reward not just in this year life, also in the year after. So I just want to appeal to us, like I've heard now. I know I have places I go, I can cascade it to people. Let's people also cascade it. People, before we talking about social media influencers, let's take it to our own people, the Muslims, let them understand, so that there will be proper understanding and more meaningful contribution. That's just my own. Thank you so much.
Jazakumullah khairan, Alhaji Amatola Aremu, for that. Before I go, let me allow the ED ZNS Work Foundation to do a brief on Waqful Walidain. And after his brief, we'll say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Over to ED, sir.
Well, I don't think there is no too much belief. You have just entered that shoe professionally. and I'm going to remove the shoe and put it on your legs now, so that you'll be my canvasser. You have said it all. Work for Walidain, just contribute something for your parents, whether they are alive or they are gone, and you can be rest assured that the fund manager, Z&S Work Foundation, will judiciously use your money for the investment you want. Presently, we are going to 1 billion. We are breaking it down into phases. We are running towards 100 million for the first second quarter of the year, though we are still very far from our target. We are just about 11 million there about now. And yours sincerely have invested about 10 million in a profitable venture that we hope will yield. And the more we have money we invest, the returns we hope to spend on those 4 thematic areas as enumerated by our moderator today. So please donate to us, be a part of this success story and service to humanity. You shall not regret it. As being said before I go by the last speaker, accountability, you can trust Z&S World Foundation for that. We have been publishing our annual account, and you have been seeing, you will see from our published account how we are also being able to judicially manage your fund. And we hope to do better, inshallah, as much as you come with us, you contribute, and then you make it bigger. You see that the moderator, the speaker said, cash work is a big thing. He's talking of billion because it is the returns. The more the returns. For example, I say I'm investing 10 million with probably a return on investment of 20%. That's just 200,000. And by the time you invest 1 billion at a return of 20%, that's 200 million. So the bigger, the better for us, to give us opportunity to do more and give back to the society. Thank you so much. I pray much Allah will reward all of you abundantly. Thanks for coming. Jazakumullah khairan.
Jazakumullah khairan, sir.
Moderator, sir.
He broke it down completely. The returns on investment, they give you just per annum, just for 1 year. But imagine your investment running for 100 years, and you're having a 200 million return as impact for the next 100 years. And most likely, it will be growing in base. And you will just see that the impact will just be too much, and the reward, by Allah's will not be deprived of the reward in this life and the year after. And even your parents will be very happy that they gave birth to a kid like you that did something that we call Sadaqatu Jariyah. So inshallah, we want to close this program so we don't take too much of your time.
I have a remark.
Okay, let me take a remark from
I raised my hand, but you didn't recognize it.
Oh, I thought that was a mistake. Let me take.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. I have checked through, I looked through now. Z&S Waqf, we're supposed to have a functional and efficient website. For example, this 1 billion target, to make it so easy, it's not enough to ask people to pay to microfinance or Jais Bank. You design certificates, break this 1 billion down into maybe units. Maybe 10,000 is a unit, 1,000 is a unit, and let the certificate be on your website. People can you send the link around, people can just go through the link, fill the form, pay through the window, and can print their certificate immediately. That, okay, I've bought 100 units, I bought 10 units, I bought 1,000 units. That will make it more, what will I say? Accountability and more accessible, transparent. Thank you, more transparent. That is one. Then people can, now you are telling us it's now 11 million. People can monitor and see how it is going without coming back to you from your website. Number two, if this link is available, for example, you can reach our brothers in diaspora through our internal system, that they should send this link through their captain to brothers in US, in Canada, in this and that. For example, this Waqful Walidain, the target is 1 billion. If they pay $100, $200, which is not very difficult for them, you go faster. So create a link, create a functional website, like we are talking about fintech and the experts. Let them design your website that will be attractive and easy to access, and they can do themselves, pay, print their certificate, and be a subscriber. Wallahu alam.
Naam, Jazakumullah khairan, sir. Inshallah, we'll look back at the master and
The only
ensure.
thing we have not done is the certificate, but we have broken it down to 1,000 naira per unit. Thank
That's
you.
great. That's great. Yeah, let's do the certificate.
So, Naam, Jazakumullah khairan, sir. I would like to call on Malam Adetunji Adeoye to do the closing dua for us. If he is not there, Alhaji Ali Garba, can you do the closing dua for us? Let me select another person if Alhaji Garba is not there. Alhaji Ali Garba, are you there? Alhaji Idris Ajagbe, can you help us with the closing dua?
Now, we thank Almighty Allah for the opportunity that is given to us to witness this presentation. And we pray to Almighty Allah to make this presentation a beneficial to every one of us. We pray to Almighty Allah to preserve our Sheikh, who has given us part of his wealth of knowledge. May Allah increase him in knowledge, protect him for us, for the Ummah. And may Allah protect every one of us, enrich us, our livelihood, and protect our family and our country. Allahumma rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wassalamu alal mursalin. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Sallu ala nabiyyika.
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Allah
Inshallah,
alayhi
let's catch up with us for another webinar, still on Waqf. And inshallah, you would appreciate being part of it. Don't forget to donate. Check our social media handles, check our website, and participate in the Waqf. Inshallah, you will get the reward and you would not regret in the year after investing in something that will be beneficial for humanity, for yourself, and for you in the hereafter. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Okay. I see the session.
see our 10 after. I was there maybe 7 or 8 after. Ah.
So please, the session has ended. Can we all exit? I'm just trying to wait for the host to end the session.
Please, kindly let's exit the meeting. The meeting has ended. I'm just waiting for the host to end the meeting. Ẹ máa fẹ́ kó gbogbo ẹ̀ mọ Zoom lọ. Òun lè wọ jáàbù tẹ́ gbórí sínú.
Dani, ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ti mute. Níbo ìwé nínú?
Àrímà ni. Ilé fòmù rẹ̀ kí ọmọ nígbà tó mọ̀ lọ.
Ẹni náà lọ ti sáré pa kámẹ́rà.
Ìpa ọkọ̀ ọ̀bọ̀ ni. Ló fẹ́ lọ wọ jáàbù. Ó ti fi pa ọwọ́ kúrò fáwọn. Má fún ẹ̀yìn lórí pẹ̀lú ọwọ́ jáàbù tí wàá sáré. Wòye ìdílé yọjú. Ó yẹ yọjú àgbò. Má bàa kù. Wà ní tẹ̀. Ó ti fọwọ́ gbà. Ó ti yọ kó mi. Hello, the session has ended. Kindly let's exit. I'm only waiting for the host so that we can exit as well. But others, please kindly let's exit. Assalamu alaikum. The session has ended. I'm the anchor. I'm only waiting for the host to end the session. So you can exit now.
láti ṣe tán.
Ó ti ṣe tán mà.
Okay. Okay.